What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wavgretzky Show. If you're new here, my name is Alfred Romero, and I hope you guys are all having a good day. I appreciate you guys stopping by. This week is going to be a little bit different, and I thought I'd share with you guys the story about how gold mines almost lost $2,000 doing a pop-up shop. Now, if you've known me for some time, you know that I started this brand back when I was about 20 years old, and I discontinued it. So I wanted to give you guys the insight of things that went wrong and things I would have done differently. Nonetheless, though, let's jump right into it. Some background story: Gold Mines International had a silent partner. For the purpose of this story, I'm going to keep his name anonymous, and I'm going to call him Jack Kid. So me and Jack Kid started a brand at the end of 2015, and I just came off the brand Winner Circle. I wanted to start something different just because it was with a new person, and I wanted to do something fresh that we were both putting our input into. Now, having a partner in a business or a company or a brand is challenging. You're basically married to that person. Every single day you're talking, every single day you're communicating, and every single day you're making decisions about your company. Now, there's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons. A lot of the pros of this are you can get things done more quickly, more efficiently, and you probably don't have to put up as much of your own money. A couple of cons to this is you don't have full ownership of the company. You have to run everything by someone else. Thirdly, you don't want to overstep into their position. Now, me and Jack Kid are still friends to this day, luckily, even though we still don't do gold mines anymore. In fact, Jack Kid is the reason why I live in San Diego now. So for that, I'm ultimately grateful. Nonetheless, though, let's jump into the Gold Mines International Instagram account where I could give you guys a better idea of the timeline of how things were going on. So as you can see here, established in 2015, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, I released my first set of shirts around October 13th, 2015. At this age, I was about 20. I had just gotten out of high school about 3 years ago. I was done with my first year at CSUN, and I was already going to school at LA Mission College. I got into my first retail store, Reload LA, and that's where the story gets interesting. So I'm not too sure how exactly I made the connection with Reload LA. I think majority of you guys know what a consignment store is, but for those of you that don't, it's basically where you can sell your shoes at. If you have really nice Jordans, Yeezys, etc., stuff like that. They put it on their shelf, they take a cut, and in return, you're getting exposure for your shoe and it's more likely to sell. I don't remember specifically the deal I had with them. I think it was like a 25 or 30% of each item I sold, I would give back to them. So again, I didn't pay for retail space. I just sold them on each product I sold. So for that reason, I had my friends going in there and buying stuff pretty frequently. What I thought at the time was, and was kind of a big mistake, I thought they had a huge following and I could rely on people coming into the store and foot traffic, but that wasn't necessarily the case. Hardly any of my orders was from foot traffic that they had. Not to say that they weren't doing good business, but both the owners had full-time jobs, so this was kind of like their side thing. Don't get me wrong though, Reload LA is still open. I appreciate everything they did for me for the time being. So as you can see here, a couple months are going by, Cyber Monday happens, and I'm just putting out product after product. And this was probably my biggest hit right here, was the bomber jacket. I made this design and I was holding on to it for a while. I kind of got the influence from Trunks and Dragon Ball Z, if you know about like the capsule court jackets. And it was right around winter time, so it was the perfect time to do it. I did a little photo shoot, as you can see here. If any products actually sold in Reload LA, it was definitely the jacket. So this is where things get interesting. I developed a really good relationship with Reload LA, and I thought it was time for me to do a pop-up shop. I was like, damn, if I could bring a lot of business and awareness to my brand of the traffic that they have, then it'll give me a step ahead. At this time, I didn't really have any traction coming my way or anything frequent. I just had my friends supporting it and going in to buy it every couple weeks. So I go back to my partner, Jack Kid. I was like, Jack Kid, hey man, I want to do a pop-up shop. And he's like, man, that's a great idea. Do you think you can handle it? And I was like, of course I can handle it. What are you talking about? I just need a small loan of like $2,000. He's like, $2,000? That's a lot of money. Are you sure you're going to sell? I was like, I'm positive, man. These guys have the traffic. He was like, all right, man, if you say so. I was like, cool, say no more. So at this point in the story, all the designs that you see here were designed specifically for the pop-up shop and stickers to give out. So the biggest problem I had in my head was that this was 1 hour away from where all my friends lived. I was born in Lancaster, California, 1 hour away from Reseda. Everybody that I knew lived in Palmdale or Lancaster. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody's gonna drive an hour to get here. So I have to figure out how to get people there. So basically April comes around and I put up this flyer here to have a pop-up shop for 4/16/16. This flyer was posted on April 4th, 12 days before the actual pop-up shop. I have no idea what I was thinking. So 12 days into the pop-up shop, and I need to think of a concept for the shop. I can't just have people come in and shop for clothes. It's kind of like boring. I need something to draw their attention. So what am I gonna do? I obviously know that I need music there. So I get my friend Ted and I tell him, hey, do you want to DJ this? I really need your help. And he's like, sure, of course, no doubt. I'm like, cool, I got that set, put that aside. Then I'm like, wow, I really want people to take photos of this. I need a photographer there. I'm like, Kendall, can you help me out here? I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. He's like, sure, like, let's do it. And I put that aside. I probably made about 6 different designs and I made about 24 of each at least. Some I had 36 of others. So I easily had over 120 shirts, long sleeves, sweaters, jackets, and product for this pop-up shop. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't express how dumb that is. Again, in my head at the time, I'm thinking, damn, this consignment store is gonna back me. They're gonna put it out there. All of their following is gonna come because I see it. They got a couple thousand followers on Instagram. They're gonna be there, man. I have to show out for this. Stupid. So again, backtracking a little bit, I need to think of a theme for this pop-up shop. So then I remember a couple weeks ago, I had just been to Agenda Long Beach. And basically what that is a whole bunch of different brands go there, set up shop, and then have mom and pop stores come by, sign your brand, and then boom, you're in their store. I wasn't there promoting a brand, I was just there witnessing everything. So one of the booths, I'm not gonna say the name, had a mini golf course on their section, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I was like, man, I'm gonna make a mini golf course. Without even thinking about it, the store really isn't that big. So I take some of the money and I go to Home Depot and I buy some of the wood and green felt, adhesive, and everything I could do to make these golf courses. I ended up making like 3 courses, which is really not bad. But again, I thought it was such a cool concept this was gonna be. I'm texting all my friends like, yo, are you gonna be there? Whose car are you gonna go in? Oh, we can put you in this car. I know somebody that's going here. We could get you in their car. And then that's 5-person a car, and then these friends are gonna go over here, and then we're all gonna get down there, we're gonna mob, we're gonna have a good time. So I'm driving to Reseda from Lancaster. I have all my friends in the car with me. I have a whole bunch of product in the trunk. We get there, we start setting up, folding t-shirts, setting up the Shopify POS system. And now the deal that I worked out with them was the same one that still applied. It was like 25 or 30% of each thing that I sold would just go directly to them, which is a huge plus. Most people want a deposit down, at least like $200, $300, $400, $500 to rent out their store for the whole day. But the thing was, their store wasn't shutting down. They were still operating per usual. And I was just operating with them. We get there, I'm setting things up, we're folding t-shirts, Ted's setting up his DJ set, Kendall's taking pictures of the place. It's cool. I also got some bags made that Javier also screen printed some GMI logo stuff on. So I was like, dang, everything is custom here. Like from start to finish, we got stickers, we got shirts, we got bags. Like we got it all. $2,000 later, that's what it gets you. So now as the day's going on, I'm like, man, like there's not really a lot of people that I've seen here from the consignment store. Everybody that's came through so far is somebody that I know. And I'm like, damn, like that's actually pretty cool that they came all the way out there to support me. I had at least 60 to 70 people that I knew come in that day, and at least 50 of them purchased something. So that to me was freaking awesome alone. I swear to you, I only had one person buy something that actually didn't know about me before from the consignment store. I also made some hats, which was ridiculously expensive to make. I don't know why I do these things, man. I really don't. But you can see here, I have my long sleeve in the back. I have some jackets on the wall. You could kind of see the mini golf course in the back there. Again, I had some baseball t-shirts, etc, etc, etc. You can see in this photo here, I had a table in the middle that I found off Craigslist at the time, and I bought it from somebody for like $50. It was a table from Forever 21 that they had in their garage for some reason. It was heavy as hell and we wheeled it in there. And I actually want to think that they kept that table because I sure as hell did not want to take it home. You can see here I have some Goldmines hats, Goldmines t-shirts, Goldmines flashbang shirt, Goldmines baseball tee, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I also had this Never Bite the Hand That Feeds You design. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that design. And yeah, so the day's going on and my silent partner, Jack Kidd, strolls on through and makes an appearance. And he's like, hey, how's everything going? And I'm like, oh, it's going good, man. Little did he know it was really slow at the time. And he said, cool, sounds good to me. I'm gonna get out of here. And again, you may say, well, why was he just there temporarily and not helping you out? And this jumps into where I was talking about defining your relationships with your business partner. Jack Kidd was a very silent partner and more investor than anything. So with that, I had to do everything, designing the t-shirts, making the t-shirts, coming up with concepts, running the whole pop-up shop. And that was just a lot for me to handle at 20 years old. I definitely heavily underestimated the business aspect of what it takes to sell t-shirts. And frankly, I thought I would have been a little bit better considering I had just done a pop-up shop with Winter Circle. So nonetheless though, the day's coming to an end, and luckily at the end of the day, I get a wave of more people that come and buy. So doing math in my head, I'm like, thank God, like I think I just barely broke even. I think I was just shy 200 or 300 bucks of breaking even. And I was like, thank God. So that way I don't look stupid to the people that are letting me use their space to sell product. That's the last thing anybody wants, is for something to be a complete failure. But that is how you learn. Nonetheless though, I had a gang of product left over. I had at least 5 boxes that I had to take all the way back to Lancaster, store at my mom's house, and I really appreciate her for that, because those boxes sat there for some years. The brand went on for a couple more months. We decided to break up the partnership, close out the bank accounts, and then just kind of go our 2 separate ways business-wise. Nonetheless though, Jack Kidd is still my really good friend, and I appreciate everything he does for me. And yeah, that's the story about Gold Mines International and how I almost lost $2,000 with the pop-up shop. If you made it this far in the story, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. Let me know if I should do more videos like this. I appreciate you stopping by. Until next week, my friends. Peace.